all ready, all prepared, ready to move forward. The word that we're playing with for today's class is the word tonic. So we're imagining that our class today is a tonic or an aid for our body. So we're aiding it by helping to increase the circulation in various ways. So inverting obviously helps with circulation. It helps to flip the blood pressure around. So that way the areas where the blood pressure is notoriously high, like the legs, get a chance to have relief. Whereas other areas like the throat and the head get a chance to just let the blood use that area. And by helping with circulation in this way, we're helping to allow our body to detoxify. We're allowing our blood pressure to relax, our heart to get a break. So all sorts of beautiful benefits from class. So inverting is obviously one of those ways. We'll also be doing things like just little bits of cardio strengthening and little bits of stretching. All that also helps with the muscular layer as well as that circulation. So allowing today's class to be a nice tonic. That means that we're listening to our body, and if there's certain things that it wants, like extra challenges, there's areas where you can do faster reps than others. And if your body is in more of a rest restorative mode, then you're welcome to just take it slow and easy and really sink deep into the stretches. So all sorts of goodies planned for today. So with this, let's take our initial stretches to begin. So arms stretch all the way to that back wall. Stretch up the shoulders, wiggle to the right. Shoulders wiggle to the left. No need to rush it. Just really feel the whole side body stretching all the way from hip up to shoulders. One more huge huge stretch to each side. Beautiful. And as you come back through the center, take the right hand to the chest. Hug around it, try to pull it in tight. Start to take some nice ankle rolls. So by hugging this thigh in, it's like we're adding in a bonus tonic to the intestines, like we're massaging that whole right half. So the flow of everything goes really smoothly. And let's start to stretch hamstring up to sky. One of those notorious spots for tightness. There's bend to the knee. Try to take that bend out as much as you can. Try to lots of extension. Never hyperextension, but lots of lengthening. Good inhale. Exhale. And hook the right heel over to the back left side. Slide the shin in. We're going for a nice step over. Left there, just a couple of breaths. Another huge inhale. Exhale, freeze out the leg. Maybe give it one more pull, then stretch up above you and drop it. Left knee comes in, give it that same hug all the way deep into the intestine. The ankle gives some nice sitting, rolling action. Start to stretch the leg all the way up to sky, grab on, let it lengthen. Belly breath in. You relax, exhale. And swing it over to the hip opener. You're hooking the foot all the way on the back end of the fabric where the ears are. If you're ever confused, you can look out and look at others. Another huge inhale. Nice exhale. Start to breathe this leg out. And drop them all the way down. Take the feet free off the front. Let's take a little bit of a back bend. So grabbing onto the fabric we're sitting up. That allows fabric to fall down to the waist area. So from there, lay back and re-grip onto that back bend. And then slide the hands down to get as deep of a back bend as you wish to have it. The back muscles, just that nice opening on the chest. Opening. I'll let you decide how long to stay here. This could feel amazing if you tend to hunch forward a lot. If at any point you'd like to change this to be in the diaper rapid version, open the legs wide, continue to relax upside down, and then wrap the ankles to release the hands. If you ever need to readjust where the fabric's falling on your hips, go right ahead, come up and then readjust it to come back. Either way, whatever we're doing, let this be a beautiful tonic. Gift to our body. Knowing that we're not overdoing it, so we're not gonna get to the point of dizziness or earfulness. But just as long as it feels good, let your body relax in that way. Adding in little variations feels amazing, like a twist or anything like that. Feel free to take it. I like to use little moments like this to just kind of give my body the gifts that it needs. Definitely no rush. I know many of us are still letting the spine have that first gift of the day. Those that are up, take at least a few breaths in the floating child's pose. Elbows just lean forward. That can be a nice stretch for the back muscles, kind of like a child pose. You can even get into the neck if you're there. Just letting the head go left and right a few rounds. Start to take a twist. So if you're still upside down and you need to just relax there a bit longer, that's fine. But if we're up, we're taking a twist to the front door side first. So bunch up the fabric to front door. Your shoulder that's closer to the back needs to go. That's the arm that opens. 4 circles around the back kind of head. Into the belly, like a massage for the intestines. Exhale. We'll release to take the second side. Walk it up to the back door. Again, the arm closer to the wall opens, or circles around the back side of huge inhale. Nice exhale. So we're facing into the center of the room here. So this half will have to just stay. The half that's closer to the back door, switch sides. So you're about to get to center of room. Walk your arms out. That'll give your hips some space so that you can try to spin your leg up and over. If we get there sooner or later, let's take the feet inside. Try to get the toes even inside. So even if you're not actually in the middle and you've got a lot more fabric to one side, get the toes at least in the proper spot. We're going to be standing, so it'll adjust where our butt is in the middle. Okay, so we got toes in. From here, slide the heels in close to the glutes, like a frog position. Also try to get the knees out. Look for the blocks on the thighs. Fabric that's in front of us, bunch it up, and reach high. So from there, we're gonna go to a toe squat, like a squat prep. So push the knees out. Now we've got the toes underneath us. That's okay, it'll just happen in just a moment. So grab them high, that'll be what helps. Yeah. And the knees are trying to go free. So already slide off with the heels in, yep, and then try to reach up high. Just swivel and go. So knees are inside right now. See if you can pop them out first. Yeah, that's okay, that's okay. It takes a moment when it's your first time. So go ahead and pop the knees out first. So already from here, yep, there you go. Out, out, and then now grab up. Yep, you got it. So now reaching high again. Keep the inner thighs kind of squeezing together, but rise all the way up. Good. So same over here. Go ahead and pop the knees out first. Yep, reach high. And then go to the front. Yep, that'll work, that'll work. Just free out your head and you're there. And it shouldn't matter because your feet will correct that. There you go, there you go. Okay, you're here. So for the shoulder that's closer to the mirror side, bring that one around behind and then grab on. And we're gonna start turning our hips to face the mirror. Good, we're taking a stretch for hamstrings. So start to extend the front leg forward, the back leg back. The grip like this is nice because then we don't go too deep. We can just sink our weight into this. But if there's anybody who this is really not stretching, have to adjust the grip to grab tightly on the inside and start to head deeper into legs. So your choice. You'll have to use your arm strength to kind of keep you up in a good spot. Good. Wherever you're at, give it 2 or 3 more breaths. Good. See if you can engage your inner thighs. Just squeeze you back up to stand. Good. Grip back to face the center of room. And we're going to switch around. So now it's the shoulder that goes to the back wall that swings around behind. Your hips are facing the back wall. Start to send one leg forward, one leg back. And if you wanted to switch the grip to go a bit deeper, that is your option. Good. Really deep. Perhaps arm strength engaged if we're gripping on the inside, like a flex arm hand. Try to keep yourself with control. 2 more breaths in and out. In and out. And then engage inner thigh strength to bring us right back. Good. Face back how you started. One hand on each side. And we're going to do a little bit of leg strength. So legs spread out to each side. And then inner thighs squeeze together. Out and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. If your fingers need a little break for a moment, wiggle them out. Just a little bit of inner thigh engagement keeps you from losing the balance. Good. And then re-gripping on, similar to how we did the splits before. We're going to try to hold ourselves kind of in that spot where our arm strength can be there and we are feeling leg strength. So this one you'll hold until your arm strength gives out or it's about to give out, and then you try to slowly lower yourself. Okay, so arms pressed wide, the fingers can relax. And if thighs get just that passive stretch just by being in that position. Good. Start to get your shoulders to relax down away from ears. And drop the right ear to the right shoulder. If that's not quite the right spot for your shoulder stretching, you can tilt the nose slightly down to armpit or rock the head slightly behind shoulder. Just gonna find the good spot for your shoulder stretching. Left ear over to left shoulder. Same thing, maybe you tilt the nose down or rock the head back. And head up. Slide the right hand down the right leg, left hip reaches up and over. Let that right ear rest on the right shoulder. And then the left hand is going to start returning over to the left side. There should be a spot toward the bottom when it starts to pull that left shoulder and the left half of the neck in a nice stretch. So really, if you don't feel that, let those fingers try to extend just a little further away. Left shoulder stretching while we're relaxing over to the right. And right. Left hand slides down left leg. Right arm up and over it first. Let the left ear just rest on the shoulder. And then the right hand starts to return down into the right shoulder stretch. Good. Sitting back up. Let the feet go free out of each end. We're going to take both legs in front of us into a nice hamstring stretch. So one hand makes a stop sign symbol. Press that into the fabric in front of your face. That's the center. And then your opposite heel comes up first. Once you've got one leg up, the second leg is easy to just swing up right next to the first. And then start to let the legs try to extend upward as much as they will relax into that shape. Yeah, so kind of play with pushing the heels and like opening out for a moment, and that should help to control it. So over time, you kind of get used to ways of moving that don't let that crazy rocking happen. It's kind of like the more core you use, the less wild it goes. See if you can scan through the muscles that are resisting the stretch, like maybe it's the low back or maybe it's hamstrings. And see if you can allow those areas to relax. So it's like those areas are becoming heavier. That allows the stretch to go just a little bit. Maybe even start to curl the chin into the chest so let that back of neck stretches. Starting to bring the bottoms of feet together, the knees open out. You choose how deep it feels good for the heels to slide in close to pelvis. So with this one, just let the back of the head relax backward to beyond the fabric. We'll take a nice shoulder opener. The right arm crosses across the chest. The left arm hugs again into that shoulder stretch across the body. We'll start to release. Let's try the other side. Left shoulder and left arm crossing across. Right arm hugs it in into the stretch. We're going to inhale, exhale. Good. We're going to start bringing our feet to the mirror side. We're preparing for a vampire pose. Both feet can come inside the fabric, facing front, and then our hips need to kind of shift, so shimmy around. We're eventually coming to lay back. So let the head go past the end of the fabric. And we're kind of checking in really quick, make sure that you don't have too much excess fabric on the neck. You want just enough to completely cover shoulders, but not a bunch extra in the neck. So if you have extra, step your feet in, lift up your hips, and then start to straighten out the legs to send some of it down. Good. We're gonna have feet inside the fabric. Hands grip up high, left and right. Feet hike up to sky. Inside fabric, and then our feet push outward into the fabric that's gripped up and gathered up by our hands. So from there, we're able to rise and good. So those that just want to hang out here, let the shoulders get this massage by our body weight, that's fine. Those that want to try to play with a core exercise, what you'll start to do is bring the feet together so that you're trying to balance. And then from feet together, you'll try to get the toes to come to the space in front of your chest with balance. So that means that hips need to go slightly behind you as the weight of the legs go in front of you. And you come into this kind of pike shape. So then from there, you're welcome to flatten out to blind vampire. And then you'll try to reverse it up. So hips come back, and then you're piking the toes back into sky. Just like with any inversion, don't feel like you have to stay as long as anybody else. But if you just want to be upside down, that's fine. If you want to do that cycle of with the core, repeating it a few rounds, that's fine. Just choose what feels best for the body at this moment. About half and half of us still relaxing upside down, and that's fine. Half of us out. So those of us that are out, if you're wanting to relax into some Shavasana stretches, do some of those leg stretches like we started class. Those of us that are wanting to sit up and get some shoulder stretches, you can just do the same thing that we were doing just a moment ago. Hug one arm in, it's across the body, and then switch. So just giving that neck and shoulder area a couple more breaths so that those that are upside down can have just a little bit longer. Make sure that you ease any neck tension out. Just rolling into the spot, feel extra tight. But almost everybody upside down, so finish up any of those stretches, make sure left and right sides feel good. Eventually, you'll help me know that your head is feeling pretty good just by coming up to a comfortable sit. Great. So you've got two options to get out of the fabric. You can either just tilt forward and come out, or you can punch up the fabric really tightly on each side, slide the hands down to shoulder height, and then start to slowly head all the way up and back. So your choice. I like that one. It's like being a little kid again. Yeah. Just don't release the grip if you're flipping. The big thing. Awesome. Let's stand behind the fabric. And we're making kind of like a ballet bar. So nice and long, just a little bit of pressure to each side. The feet are going about a mat distance. So when we turn the toes out, we're going to take kind of like a plie. And then when we come back up, turn the toes forward and move. So we're just going to slowly go back and forth. So rising up, toes turn out, plie. And up, toes forward, moving forward. Good. Take another 5, plie. And forward fold. And 4. 3. 2. 1. Pause for just a few bonus breaths right here. And slide into the knees, roll up. Step the left foot a little bit back, the right foot a little bit forward. The hips are still able to be square forward. We're leaning forward into pyramid. Option to lift the ball of the foot up if you want the additional calf stretch, but if that pushes the heel down uncomfortably, no, it's not necessary. Good, raising the torso up, the front knee bends. Slide the back toes back just a bit. Okay, what we're gonna do here is transition our standing to be on that front foot. The left knee comes up. Good, and cat back. And repeat 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Pause, sink down. Front leg straightens, bow back forward. So just a little deeper, a slightly wider. Good. Torso up. We're shortening the stance just to where it was before. Grip up high for just a moment. Try to pull yourself up to the fabric and then switch the feet. Good. Readjust back to the ballet bar. Lean forward, pyramid. Option to lift ball of foot up, but you don't have to. Yeah, that would be front foot. If you do that. Good. Rising up. Front knee bends. Slide the other foot back. Okay. We're coming up to stand on front foot. Swing the other leg forward and tap back. There's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Tap. Pause here for a moment. The front knee's trying to be bent. Good. And then straighten the front leg back out. Lean forward. Just a bit wider than before. Good. Rise up. You can slide the feet just a bit closer to get that good stance. Grab up high. Gonna take that nice pull up. And this time the feet come just underneath the line. Good. So right ankle inside. Either slide down to get heart and thigh close, or slide up to take a nice split. Your choice. Yep, if the splits is going to a weird angle, just adjust where you're standing at what is. Okay, weight comes back. We're going to try to do a complete 180. So you need to turn over your left shoulder. So grab a right hand onto the left side. And you're starting to work on turning your toes that are on the ground. And leg that's in the fabric, eventually you'll have to have the knee put down. Good. Grip, thumbs down, grip over each shoulder. And if you need to hop back to just kind of feel like it's not pulling you good, that's fine. Take a moment with dancer's pose. So I like to slide the hands down, close to my shoulders, and then lean forward, and then kick the foot into the fabric to try to create a split. So note the wrist feels weird if it's not a thumbs down grip. So thumbs kind of close to the shoulders. That's it. Okay, as you come back up gently, rest the fabric on the back of each shoulder. Stay back, nice quad stretch. Okay, standing. With this next one, we're doing some lunges. So if you need to grip, you're gripping from the low back side now, so you're adjusting to grip low. If you can balance here, just find hands above the heart. So we're kicking the foot back into the fabric. Both knees are bent. We're slipping some of our weight back. I like to spread the arms out for balance beam and then come right back up to stand. So use it all to come back. Good. So send some weight back and rise back up. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop the hands to the floor. Both legs are straightening out. And maybe you're even walking your hands backwards a bit for like splits. Hands walk to the back side of that. Slide the toes backward, three-legged dog. From here, you'll either shift your weight forward and backward, so it's like plank and back to three-legged dog, or when you get to plank, you also have the option to lift that bottom foot up and down. And then you come back to three-legged dog. Another 5, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Pigeon pose, left knee on the floor, left elbows down the floor. keeping that right foot in. You're gonna start to lay to the side of the left hip on the floor. The left leg can also slide it out long. We're on our elbow. Yeah, get it past the heel. That'll help. Okay, we're on our elbow. We've got two options. We're just gonna go for 5 of these. So it'll be similar to what we just did. Either just try to lift the hip up and down 5 times, or lift the hips and lift the leg briefly. Your option. So, going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Pivot to lay on your back. Let both feet step in for a moment. Just swing the legs left and right. Nice and comfortable with the low back. Okay, we're gonna try a challenge. So not all of us might get there, and that's okay. Just try it, and then if you need to just come out, that's perfectly fine. So with this challenge, the first thing we're going to try to do is lifting up our butt. We're trying to slide the knees up to the fabric. And this one will kind of create a deep massage at the backside of the knees. So if that's the limiting factor, you can just kind of stay here for a couple of breaths in this hip hang and then just relax. But the goal would be to try to lift the back off the ground, hovering for a couple of breaths. And then you can relax down for a moment after you've tried it. Okay, you've given that an attempt. Then the next goal would be to try to come up to sitting inside the fabric. So grabbing on, walk yourself up. Once you're kind of halfway, you can send the butt through and just come up to standing that way. If that is not working today, just come up to stand on your own, and that's fine. Good work. It is that deep massage for back of the knees, which is actually really good for the lymphatics. Good work. Yeah, awesome. So we're just going to take, before we work on the second side, we're going to take a nice hip hang. So fabric up to the hip bones. Walk yourself forward to take the slack out. As you lean forward, drop the hands out. And then start taking 3 or 4 good steps back to be in downward facing dog under plumb line. And from there, you can stay in down dog or come to hip hinge by lifting the toes. Around the knees. So similar massage to what we just did. That's really helpful for all sorts of lymph nodes in the hip area now. So in that way, it's like that tonic. We're helping to cleanse out our body. Same rule as all inversions, just enjoy it as long as it's still okay, especially for that blood pressure in the head. Eventually you can come out, no pressure. When you're out, just relax back to the fabric. So at that spot, the majority of us are out. So if you're not out, start to slowly make your way up. Give your head some time. It'll help me know that you're about ready to move on just by standing up on your own and flipping fabric out in front of you when you feel good. But if you just got out, don't rush it. Whenever you're back, and no rush still, but whenever you're there, the left ankle will step in. Right up under the thumb. Okay, looks like we're good. So you choose either thighs down or heart down close to thigh, or slide hands up and sink some weight forward. Good. Heart rises up. Left hand grabs on right side. We need to turn over our right shoulder. So the right toes start to turn it around. The knee bends. We're doing a thumbs down grip over each shoulder. Little hop back and pull, balancing. Good. And then down face close. The hands slide down close to shoulders. So you should have thumbs touch shoulders. Engage the shoulders, point the elbows back, and then lean forward. And then kick the foot into the fabric. That's what we're doing. And rise. Quad stretch. Fabric behind shoulders and just lean back. Standing. Either readjust the grip to get the low back area or hands at heart. We kick the legs back into lunge. The arms can swing out for balance. And rise back. Good. 6. Up. 5. 4. 3, 2, 1, and drop to the floor, both legs straighten. Maybe the hands can also walk backwards in the split. Good. Three-legged dog, hands walk to the back of the mat, the toes slide backwards a bit. Three-legged dog. And shoulders go over wrists, maybe foot lifts and lowers. And then back to three-legged dog. There's 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Pigeon pose. The right knee softly goes down. Drop to the elbows. You're doing awesome. You're almost there. Great. So we're starting to pivot to the left side. So right hip is down. Facing the front door. Okay. So trying to lift up the hips or lift and the leg also goes. So hips go up 5, maybe leg. Down, down. Good. 4. 3. 2. 1. Work. Put around to land your back. Both feet in for a moment. Just rock left and right. Good sensation for low back. So these last 2 or 3 minutes will be slightly free form. I'll give you a suggestion if you want to take it, but you could also just stay here laying on your back and just do some nice stretches like a twist, happy baby, those kinds of things. So if you would like to take a last straddle back inversion, we'll start to work our way back up to standing one more time. So if you'd like to try to do that knee thing again, send the legs in. See if you can get the back to float off the ground, even just 2 seconds. And then walking your hands up high. Send the legs through to rise. Good. And slipping forward, straddle back inversion so the fabric gets pressed right at your sacrum. Don't let it slip up. So I'm stepping one foot slightly back, bending the knees. I sink my weight into the fabric. And I tiptoe to be under plumb line so I don't swing like crazy. And then all at once, hands up, knees wide. Wide. So, no. Sorry. That's okay, that's okay. Do the same thing. You're almost there except for the knees. So start to, yep, so lean your weight back, tiptoe under plumb line. So you'll need to, okay, good. Tiptoe just a couple of steps forward, yep. And then wide looks like this. So you are trying to go narrow, go wide. Left rod, that's it, let the toes wrap around. Got it. This is the last inversion of the day if you want it, so you can stay as long as you want. Some of us might be here even into the Shavasana time because our body just needs one more chance to hang. Those that just want to be here 2 or 3 breaths and then come out, if there's other stretches your body wants, just even like leaning forward for a couple of breaths, that would be absolutely fine. Eventually, we'll head to Shavasana, but then for another minute or two if you just need to hang or stretch just a little bit more. A little bit of time just came out. Like I mentioned, no rush to get to Shavasana, but if you're going there, you could take a, like laying on the ground Shavasana. That's always fine. So a lot of people like the flying Shavasana though. So if you'd like to head inside, make sure you take all those steps, weight out the fabric, about half of it into your hands. Slowly start to head. No rush, take all the time you need. This is your tonic, your last gift to your body for this time together. here, begin to take the inhales, exhales. Introduce little movements back to the body. Some of us might just be doing simple movements like stretching the back wall, wiggling shoulders left and right. Some of us might like the fetal position to one side, keep the body long, but roll one hip on top of the other hip. Then from there in the fabric, you can curl in and arc back. There's other movements that feel really good. Feel free to take them. It's the next minute or so, just slowly getting back to the body. You're doing the fetal position. Perhaps you do 3 or 4 to one side, and then you switch 3 or 4 to the other half. At some point when the body's in good balance, you'll start to work your way up to a comfortable seated place. Whenever we rise up, we'll join hands together at the heart. We'll take just a moment to reconnect with our intention for our class, full circle. Think about how our body feels at this moment. It's like we've given it the tonic now. Feel the cardiovascular system, like the muscles are more alive. Feel how good it was to have stretched and to have inverted. So with the body and the circulation especially, having been given this little boost, this aid to help lead us into this marvelous next few days, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of oh. Deep inhale now. Be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.